Good morning, students. In the previous videos, we have discussed the summary and line to line explanation of the beggar. In continuation of that, we will start now. As you know very well that Luskov is a drunkard beggar. Sergei is an advocate. He meets Luskov and gives him work of his house. He thinks that he has changed. Olga is a cook who works at Sergei's house. She feels pity on the miserable condition of Luskov and does all his work. Now, Sergei's eyes fell on the man's overshoes, one of which was high and the other low, and he suddenly remembered something. Look here, it seems to me I met you the day before yesterday in Savodya Street, he said, but you told me that you were a student. At that time, you told me that you were a student, and now you are telling me that you are a teacher. Do you remember? No, that can't be so, mumbled the beggar, taken aback. I am a village school teacher. If you like, I can show you my paper. But he said that he was a village school teacher. Have done with lying. You called herself a student and even told me you had been expelled for. And you told me that you have been removed from there. Don't you remember? Sergei flushed and turned from the ragged creature with an expression of disgust. Disgust means insult. This is dishonesty, my dear sir, he cried angrily. This is swindling, stealing, cheating. I shall send the police for you, damn you. Sir, he said, laying his hand in his heart. The fact is that I was lying. And now Luskov told him what is the reality. He said he was neither a school teacher nor a student, but it is all imaginary. Reality is that he sang for Russian choir and was sent away for drunkenness. What else can I do? I can't get along without lying. No one will give me anything when I tell the truth what I can do. What can you do? You ask what you can do. You are saying, what can you do? You can do work. You should do work. Work, yes, I know that myself. But where can I find work? Now he said that he is unable to find the work. How would you like to chop wood for me? Chop money, cut. Now, Sergei said that you can cut wood for me. Yes, sir, I will very well. We will soon find out. Sergei hastened along, rubbing his hands. He called his cook out of the kitchen. Here, Olga, take this gentleman and give him some wood to chop. The scarecrow. Scarecrow, a person who is very badly dressed, cold looking, or thin, shrugged his shoulders, as if in perplexity, confused, and went irresolutely after the cook. He was obvious from his gait. Gait means chal. That he had not consented to go and chop wood, but he didn't want to. He followed him unwillingly, but he was hungry and wanted work. Now he was feeling hungry, so work was must. But simply from pride and shame, and because he had been trapped by his own words. So, uh, it was clear, that his strength had been undermined by vodka, and he was unhealthy and did not feel the slightest inclination toil. He did not want to do work. Sergei hurried into the dining room. From its window, one could see the woodshed and everything that went on the yard. Sergei went into the dining room. From there, he could see what is happening in the yard. Standing at the window, Sergei saw the cook and beggar come out into the yard by the back door and make their way across the dirty snow to the shed. Olga shouted wrathfully in anger at her companion, shoved his aside with her elbow, unlocked the shed, and angrily banged the door. And she bang, angrily she banged, hit the door. Next, he saw the pseudo teacher. Pseudo, not genuine. Teacher seat himself on a log and become lost in thought with his red cheeks resting on his fist. Now he was watching the pseudo teacher, it means the beggar who was seated on a log and lost. The woman flung down an axe at his feet, spat angrily, past tense of spit, eject saliva from one's mouth, sometimes as a gesture of contempt of anger. Began to scold him. The beggar, a billet of wood, a thick piece of wood towards him, set it up between his feet and tapped it feebly, weak with the axe. He was trying to cut the wood. The billet wavered and fell down. The beggar again pulled it to him, blew on his freezing hands, and tapped it with his axe cautiously, as if afraid of hitting his overshoe or of cutting off his finger. The stick of wood again fell on the ground, unable to cut the wood. Sergei's anger had vanished, disappeared. He now began to feel a little sorry and ashamed of himself of having set a spoiled drunken, perhaps 6 men to work at menial not requiring much skill, and now he was feeling sad for him. An hour later, Olga came in and announced that the wood had been chopped. But after an hour, Olga came there and she announced that the work is done. Go, good, give him half a ruble. Now, Sergei said to give him half a ruble. If he wants to, he can come back and cut wood on the first day of each month. Do underline? Now he also said if he wanted some money, then he can come first day of each month, cut wood, and after that he can take some money. On the first of the month, the wave, a homeless, neglected or abandoned person, made his appearance and again earned half a ruble, although he could hardly stand on his legs. He had no strength. He has so much drunk that he is unable to stand. From that day on, he often appeared in the yard, and every time work was found for him, now he would shovel snow. Shovel means move something with a shovel. Shovel is a tool with a long handle used for lifting and throwing dirt, sand, and mattresses. Every time he received from 20 to 40 kopecks, and once even a pair of old trousers were sent out to him. When Sergei moved into another house, he hired him to help in the packing and hauling of the furniture. This time the wave was sober, gloomy, sad, and silent. He hardly touched the furniture and walked behind the wagons, hanging his head, not even making a pretense of appearing busy. He only shivered means trembled in the cold and became embarrassed when the carters jeered at him. For his idleness, his feebleness, and his tattered fancy overcoat. After the moving was over, Sergei sent for him. And now he also helps in shifting the house. Well, I am happy that my words have taken effect, he said, handling with a ruble. Here is for your pains. I see you are sober and have no objection to work. What is your name? Now, he told Luskov. Well, Luskov, I can now offer some other cleaner employment. Can you write? I can. Then take this letter to a friend of mine tomorrow and you will be given some copying. Some copy work would be given to you. Work hard, don't drink, and remember what I have said to you. Goodbye. Thank you.